Ladies and gentlemen, radio station WELO continues its coverage of the Big Mississippi Alabama Fair and Dairy Show. And we've come to the highlight of the Big Mississippi Alabama Fair and Dairy Show as far as some 10,000 people, and perhaps you may number that in the millions instead of thousands, are concerned, because this is the night of the appearance of Elvis Presley, the one and only Elvis Presley, for the big benefit performance for the building of the youth center in East Tupelo for the benefit of the youths of this city and this area. Well, today has been some day here at the fair. Early this morning, the threat of rain held down the potential crowd, which is estimated to be at about 10,000 people. There were some 4,000 advance tickets sold, and the threat of rain held the ticket sales down. But we were here on the parade grounds and the fairgrounds at about 4 o'clock this afternoon when the contingent of predominantly teenagers, most of them from the feminine sex, began to pour through the gates, and the tickets began to sell like the proverbial hotcakes. And as we said, about 4,000 tickets were sold up until this afternoon. Now there have been more than 8,000, and upwards of 10,000 are expected to be sold, and the crowd has literally packed and jammed the grandstands in every available seat. So we are expecting a tremendous show here this evening, and of course they're all here for one purpose, that is to see Elvis Presley, the rock and roll artist. We chatted a few moments ago with Colonel Tom Parker, and he is elated over the fact that such a huge turnout is here. As you know, he is Elvis Presley's personal manager, and for those of you who are not familiar with the situation, Elvis was born and reared in East Tupelo and lived there for quite a number of years before moving to Memphis. He loves this area, has loved this town for many, many years, and the phenomenal success that is his, he wants to pass along to the youngsters of this area. The proceeds from the show tonight, as far as Elvis are concerned, are going to build a youth center in East Tupelo, and it's going to be quite some structure as soon as all funds available for the structure are in the till, so to speak, and construction can get underway. A committee has been set up to handle these funds, and it should be a monument to Elvis and to the youth of Tupelo and East Tupelo for many, many years to come. The roar you heard just a few moments ago, and perhaps you did not hear, but I'm sure you did, was for the arrival of Elvis Presley as his car came through the gate, and Elvis right now is being greeted by a battery of photographers on the outside. Newsreel cameras are grinding away the pictures of the phenomenal Elvis Presley. In just a few moments, he's going to come into the tent where we're located, which is just behind the stage, and behind these 10,000 screaming, hysterical youngsters, predominantly teenagers, who worship this gentleman, Elvis Presley, and his rock and roll. It is hero worship of the highest order and to the nth degree, and if you have ever seen mass hysteria, that's certainly what you see when Elvis Presley makes an appearance. In just a moment or two, Elvis is going to be in the tent, as we said. We're going to have the chance to talk with him, so let's us eagerly await the appearance and the opportunity to talk to the one and only Mr. Rock and Roll himself, Elvis Presley. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Bedlam reigning supreme here in our press conference booth, we have finally managed to bring Mr. Rock and Roll to our microphone, the number one guy in the nation. And we're delighted to once again talk to Elvis. Elvis, just about this time last year, we brought you to our microphone. We certainly want to welcome you back in no uncertain terms. We want to commend you for the magnificent job you've done and for the wonderful job you're doing tonight on this benefit.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you, sir. It's a pleasure to be back, really.
Elvis, let me ask you this now. How did the Youth Center benefit get started?
Well, we had the idea last year when I was down here for it, and since Tupelo hasn't got anything like that, I don't think, have they?
No, they haven't.
Well, we thought it would be a terrific idea, and I'm certainly glad that I could be a part of it, and I hope that it's a big success, and if there's anything I can do to help it, I'll be glad to.
Well, Elvis, I know that just you starting this and getting it inspired is going to be a tremendous monument to Tupelo, to you, and to the wonderful youngsters of our town. Let me ask you this now. You've just completed a motion picture called Jailhouse Rock, and you've got a couple of records out from that motion picture. Mr. Parker told us already the sales of over, I think he said 1.5 million, didn't he?
Yes, sir, that's right.
That's pretty phenomenal. Let me ask you this now, Elvis. What do you consider to be the best record that you've made so far?
Don't Be Cruel.
You think that's your best record?
Yes, sir.
You like it better than the rest of them?
I've tried several times to top it, and I haven't been able to so far.
How do you feel about rock and roll, Elvis? Do you think that rock and roll is on a steady incline, so to speak, or do you think perhaps it's beginning to wear off a little bit?
I personally don't think that it will ever die completely out. I'm not talking about me, understand, but I'm talking about rock and roll itself. It's been around a long time. I'll say this. In order for it to die out, they're going to have to get something mighty good to take its place.
You don't think that's on the horizon at the present time?
I don't think they've got anything right now, no.
Well, Elvis, you bought yourself a new home in Memphis now. How much time do you get to spend in that home?
Not too much.
You spend a great deal of time in Hollywood?
I'm probably there more than I am at home, yes.
Have any plans for another picture?
I'll make two. The first one in November the 6th, and the next one after the 1st of the year.
Have you had a chance to look at the script as yet?
No, sir, I haven't.
Don't know what it's going to be about?
I really don't.
Let me ask you this now, getting kind of personal
It might
here.
be Who Shot John, for all I know.
Well, it wasn't I can assure you that. But
That'd be a good name for a picture, wouldn't it? Who shot it?
Elvis, how about this young lady you have here with you now, Miss Anita Woods? Can you tell us a little bit about her? Would you care to comment?
Well, she's female.
That we can see.
No, I met Anita when she came to Memphis to do a weekly TV show there, and I've been dating her quite a bit.
Would you say that there's the possibility that...
No, sir, I wouldn't.
Well, you didn't give me a chance to ask.
I know what you were going to ask.
Well, yeah, but I mean, give me a chance to ask it. I won't ask it. Never mind. Okay. How about that ring now that you gave Anita? Or may we comment on that?
Well,
third finger right hand, isn't it?
Yes, right.
Very lovely ring.
It's just a kind of a friendship ring. I saw it in Hollywood, and I thought it was pretty, and Anita thought it was real pretty, so I got it for her.
Well, how about this? I know a great many teenagers. There's 10,000 of them out here tonight. They love you, Elvis. Have you got any advice you'd like to pass along to the teenagers? I know they'd take advice from you firsthand. We know it's a great many of the highway patrol are here tonight. Would you like to give us a statement concerning safety, for instance, that teenagers might keep in mind?
Yes, I would. I did a show last week in Memphis on safety, and I said that although an automobile is probably the greatest invention known to man, it can easily take your life away if it's misused. And all of the young people have got a whole life ahead of them, a life of happiness and everything to look forward to. And I see no reason why they should take chances with an automobile, because they can kill you real quick like.
Thank you very much for that, Elvis. One more thing now. What are your plans as to possibly returning to Tupelo again? This is your second year here now on the roll. Or you're looking forward to your second return as much as you did the first?
I will probably more, because we had such a wonderful time here last year till I was really looking forward to coming back.
Well, Elvis, we're certainly delighted to have you again. Let us commend you on this remarkable thing that you have done and this tremendous success you've had. And for getting this Tupelo Youth Center benefit here tonight, it's going to be a tremendous boost to our town and to our young people, and we certainly want to thank you.
Thank you very
much. That's just about the story here from the press conference, the Elvis Presley press conference at the Mississippi Alabama Fair and Dairy Show, where the proceeds from tonight's big program are going toward the building of the Youth Center for East Tupelo. Now, this is Jack Lister bidding you a very pleasant good evening.